Menu narration option is set to off. Entering settings screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Come down and say.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Jonathan Jones there to make the stop. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches have given him, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Cousins now. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd and 15 now. Trubisky dancing to his left. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Finding Gabriel, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trubisky will throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Now Trubisky to Cohen out of the backfield. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. And his kick is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they look to move it forward here. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Diggs. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Cousins gives way to Cook. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. This will be fielded at the 17. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. But hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs. His 6th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Check 24. Watch 24.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Check. Hey, alert. Check 54. Line 54. 22 jet bombers.
They'll run the option right here on first down. On the ground, it's Montgomery. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check 31. Lock in. Safe. Check 50.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
Let's go, defense.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. SOS. Hey, ball. 54, right there. 50. Move. I'm trying to collect. Red, up. Check. Shoot.
Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Hey, check. Gun.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Lynch in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
I'm here all day.
Third and long for Cousins. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Jonathan Jones that time, the one who got a hand in, knocked it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways.
Okay.
2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble.
I doubt it's dead, but I'll kill it.
Here in the first half.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again.
Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Come on.
Cook following the penalty. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, 53 yards. As the Bears push further out in front. But go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Eddie Jackson picks it.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Christian McCaffrey, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Hey, Foxtrot. Check 45 to Mike.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Shoot up. You can't flip it. You can't block me. You can't block me. Go.
Now it's the backup Bridgewater. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Aaron Lynch has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football.
A little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
So don't say nothing.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 36. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Alert, 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 alert.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
On 3rd, and now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, down the field, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Come on, man. Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
It's so tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Late night shenanigans.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. They're working out of the gun. Cousins And he's able to find Diggs.
Fuck!
A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
45. Mike, 45. Get ready. Yellow. Hey, check Mike, 45. Hey, echo.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Fuck.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go. Yellow. 45, Mike, 45. Watch the screen. Pass.
A second down throw for Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Cousins throw complete to Thielen. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
58, boys, 58 is Mike. All day, baby, all day. 58 is the Mike. 50.
Now Cousins. He's going to air one out. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Gun. 4th down, Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Eddie Jackson picks up, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then gets with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellows up front in order to bring this one home.
He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And all the way down to the 5. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings 5. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where
Fucking
the coach is
wow.
walking that
Phantom
line
ass
of
catch.
being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up
to make it pass. And that's what
it's a foot race past the 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
he'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings' 35-yard line. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now a run with McCaffrey. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you'll only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Bears on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
don't
forget today. Don't forget what has happened down here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today.
Yeah,
Coaching, playing, the whole deal. and never
I said, yeah, out in London.
You're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of
I'm going to
one
have to watch
there.
it on. Yeah, he said he was looking forward to the game.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Oh, yeah. Harriet off? Oh, okay. I'm going to have to, what's now? I'm going to have to slide by on y'all. So they got the Vikings.
The offense is going to try this again.
So
They've yet to convert the first 3 times on 4th down, but they're going once more. They'll run for it. Cook.
Yeah, they got the Vikings and the Giants.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys are saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
Take them down the street to grab breakfast, and then we'll probably just
it
shoot
makes
right
their
over
job
there.
that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different
we'll for sure be over. It'll probably be like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
So for the Bears, they remain
I might
one of
have
the
to leave
hottest
over
teams
just
out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
They were supposed to have it moving. It's like it's cool and everything. When I started seeing people on Snap with all that looking line and drinks and bars and just spending money out, eating good, all that fancy restaurant. Oh, they're trying to do the computer kind of thing. Hey, what? I told him 2 weeks ago, I said, I'll give you 2 weeks, and right as it gets cold, and then I'm doing more real estate now, so I'm at home, so when like she started trying to break up the cage, she done messed up the bottom or not, but she done scratched up the underneath her neck. I don't know where she did, but she done tried to escape from somewhere out the damn cage. And get her neck scratched up. And I'm thinking it's probably the top. The top, because she's heavy enough where if she pushes on it, she can't get out, but she can get her head up there. And then it squeezes up on her finger. Society. I was gonna park a couple blocks away, walk her up to the Humane Society. That way, if they do got cameras on property, they can't see my car. No, but then dogs like I know what the name is. Yeah, but this thing, the normal territory, this ain't aggressive at all. No, we going to go eat breakfast right up the street at the Blue Heron bar.
Oh, they still work?
Yeah, where Niecy work at, yeah. They got a nice little breakfast up there. Oh, yeah, wake her up. Oh, yeah, see, she won't go. I can be there in like 15 minutes. Probably. See, that sound like Niecy. So I done got to the point where I don't even tell her nobody coming no more because she'll want to clean up. No, if they my close friends, they understand that sometimes you have a messy house.
I can understand.